Perfect.
Cool.
All right, and let's go ahead and get started with Kiah Stokes. Gentlemen.
Awesome. Kiah, how's it going? I'm the new guy with Channel 8. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm good. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, now that you've had a couple of days, I guess, to digest a loss like that, is there any good takeaways, or now that you've had some time to blow it over?
I mean, if there's anything good from losing by 30, I guess it would be to really point out our flaws now, give us time to work with it. We still have, over half the season left. So it's kind of better to get this out now, expose ourselves, really focus on what we have to work on so that we can kind of get into a better groove towards the second half of the season and going into playoffs.
A lot of championship caliber teams always kind of point to the downtimes of what they learned about them that they used later on. Have you already felt any sort of inkling or, something along those lines of maybe lessons that can come down the road from this tough stretch?
I think so. Absolutely. It's easy to overlook things when you're winning. So even before we kind of went on a little losing, I don't want to say losing spree, but we lost a couple games that we should have won. So even before that, when we were winning those close games, maybe we weren't focused enough on what we should do better. So actually losing and having, L's in that column, it really forces us to have to do better because we are a very talented team, but we can't just beat other teams with just our talent. Like we actually have to focus on what we're supposed to focus on, do the right things, be in the right spots, make the right pass and the right reads. And I think we were kind of getting away from that in our little stretch there. But I think now that, we realize that we focus on it, we can really just go up and really play to our potential.
Derek, who was just on with us, was talking about the bench and kind of needing a little bit more confidence. Where do you stand on that and just maybe that level of ability and kind of finding your rhythm as a whole unit?
As a unit, we have to do better. It's no secret our starters are playing a lot of minutes. Their bodies are tired and banged up. They need more production from the bench. It does help that we have Ileana now and then Bays coming back off her injury. So I think that's really going to help us as a unit. But she's not wrong. We have to do more offensively and defensively. We just have to go in, know our roles. And, we don't get I don't want to call it luxury, but it's like when we come in, we have to do our job right then and now. Like we have to make an immediate impact. It's because the starters are playing a lot of minutes and we can't expect them to be perfect for, 30 plus minutes a game.
You've seen even the NBA used to have a lot more back-to-backs and just kind of rigorous schedules. Do you almost feel that there should be that adopted level of more spread out schedule when it comes to fatigue? Obviously, a lot of teams are feeling it, but specifically with you all.
I mean, ideally, yeah, but let's be realistic here. We only play during the summertime. There's world competition at the end of this summer. A lot of players still go overseas to play. So we really just don't have time unless they want to cut out games, but we only play 34 as it is before playoffs. So it's like, ideally, yeah, but realistically, is it possible? No. So we kind of just got to go with it. And, as a bench, try to relieve the minutes of the starters, the minutes from some of the starters so they can actually rest when they can, so that when they play, more minutes down the road, everyone can be more effective.
How about the actual conversations between the starters and the bench? Is it, always motivational, or is it to keep it sort of light, or, when it is trying to get you guys to step up like you are, what are the conversations like?
I mean, it's a little bit of both. I think it's not necessarily starters versus bench. I think it's more of if you see anyone, whether they're a bench player, a starter, I think you kind of just encourage them, tell them what you see. Our locker room is super open and honest. It doesn't matter if the 12th person is talking or one of the starters, like everyone listens, everyone has input. So I think it's just all around a team effort that we have to hold each other accountable.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Chris?
Hi, Kiah. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, doing fine, thanks. I was wondering, I'd have never guessed this team would have lost 4 of 6, and I'm sure that you guys are all frustrated. And it,
yeah, we
and
didn't think
it
that either.
What's that? What's that?
I said, yeah, we didn't think so either.
I mean, when this team was just rolling along, beating everybody, and then you kind of hit this little stretch right here of, is there a couple of things that you can actually point to and say, okay, it's here and here, and kind of what is Becky's message?
I mean, she kind of said similar things. It's better to be exposed now and really have time to focus and work on what we need to get better. Winning does hide a lot of things. So like I said, I'd rather lose now, fix what we need to correct, and then play better later on in the season, which is, hopefully what we will do. But just in general, we just need to share the ball more. We need to be in the right spots on defense. I think there is just a lack of intensity the last couple of games with our defense, and I think we were exposed. I don't think there's another way to put it. So I think just fine tuning some things, going back to the basics, make sure we're in our right spots, and I think that's going to help us on the defensive end. Which when we have played great defense, we're able to run more, which leads to great offense.
Is she? Does Becky's attitude or personality change when you guys were rolling, and now when you guys have struggled a bit, or is it pretty even keel, or what, does she fire
I
up?
mean, I think she's pretty even keeled. She thinks she cusses us out a lot. I don't agree with that. My college coach was Gino Armiama, so I feel like Becky's version of being mean is not very mean, but she does get, she is hard on us. She says what she want to says, she gets amped up, but at the end of the day, like overall, I think she's pretty even told, just is direct and honest and just says what we need to do.
Because I was thinking after the team lost that 28-point lead and then just got beat by 31, I was thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I wonder what Becky's going to be saying to these girls now.
I mean, she does get mad, but we're all professionals here. We've been playing basketball for, I don't know, since we're little. I think we've heard it all. So there's nothing that she said that we haven't heard before. I'm pretty sure of that.
Let me ask you kind of more on a serious note, and I know it affects all of you guys and you're all paying attention. The Brittany Griner, even yesterday, she wrote a letter to President Biden pleading for him to do anything he can to kind of help her cause and others who are detained. We haven't really heard your thoughts on all that. What are your thoughts, just generally speaking?
I mean, generally, I'm heartbroken for her. It's tough to see what I see on social media. A lot of people don't understand, it's why is she even over there? What is she doing? She did this and that. But people really don't understand the lives that we live. They see us, oh yeah, they go overseas to make more money, or, oh, they're playing at the WNBA, at least they're getting, a great check for a summer job. Like, people don't understand how we live our lives. So that's the one thing that's like infuriating for me, is because people are spreading these lies and assuming situations when they don't know the story. But what I do know is, like, I'm heartbroken for her family, for Phoenix, the league in general. Her presence is missed. I'm wishing that there was more personally that I could do. Unfortunately, I don't know anyone in Russia. So it's really tough to just kind of sit back and sign petitions and try to reach out on social media to try to get the ball rolling. But at the end of the day, we're kind of in the same position as a lot of people. Like, we don't necessarily know exactly what's going on, and we're just hoping for the best, because I don't know Russian government. I don't really know our government and the policies and dealing with that. But we're just, praying for a safe return. And praying for her family and obviously, her teammates, but we just want her back as soon and as safely as possible.
Boy, last week when Asia got pretty emotional when she was talking about Brittany, what was going through your mind when you see her breaking down on a situation like that?
It's really hard to watch. Asia is closer with BG. They played together, on national levels and other teams. So I know that they have more of a friendship and camaraderie. I mean, I played against Griner for 7-8 years. So it's tough, like, especially when you get to that level where it's like a good friend who's more than just an acquaintance. Like, that's your friend. That's, someone that you care about truly and deeply. To hear what Asia was saying was really tough. And then even imagining that everything we're thinking, Griner is actually going through it, and she's actually living it. And that's her reality right now. And I think that's the hardest part to grasp, is just like, yeah, we're talking about her and we want the best for her, but we're not actually living through what she's living through. And I think the only thing we can do is just pray and hope that she gets back soon.
Boy, to see her walk out with the shackles and so forth, it's like, oh man, it's almost like it's hard to believe that's happening.
It is hard to believe, but like I said, it's the reality that we're in right now. And, we're doing all that we can, trying to bring awareness and attention, because like I've said, we do want her back home safe so that she can heal, rest up. And then I gotta go against her on the court. So like, we want her back because she is a great competitor, a great person, a great human being. And we just want her back safely so that she can return to as normal life as possible.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Kiah. We'll let you go.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh. Yeah. I'm good. Thank you, though.
Thank you.